I left, I believe, at 4 o'clock, and my son and husband were still there, and they were on the top of the roof watching the fire come over the ridge. I was begging them, please, let's go. If there's a forest fire, don't try to outrun it. Don't stay until it's too late. Get out. My son and husband stayed until they saw the fire roar over this hill.
Gold Hill is at risk of fire, at risk of flooding, and with a population of mostly retirees, at risk of medical emergencies near constantly. Situated among the foothills, it is idyllic, quiet, and steeped in the natural world, the only sounds emanating from the cafe at the center of town. Its beauty lies in its remoteness, but therein also its greatest challenge. Power outages are common, and what used to be a routine inconvenience has now become a routine peril. When the power goes out, Gold Hill is completely cut off from the outside world.
The communications for the town of Gold Hill and pretty much all of the mountain communities of Boulder County is tied to the power supply that feeds the area. So when the power supply is turned off, whether that be unexpected outage or planned preemptive outage for weather conditions, that takes out the communications for the community. The system was originally designed to have a battery backup so that when power went off to the switching station, the batteries would take over and provide several hours of backup so that the communications could stay up and running. And that's important because, number one, it allows people to access 911 when they need emergency assistance. But the effect of that is threefold. One is it cuts them off from 911 communication, but it also cuts them off from 911 notifications.
When the power goes out, it probably lasts about 20 seconds. Because what happens when the power goes out is we all know if we don't call and tell them that the power's out, they won't know. At least they claim they don't know. So my friend went out to check his car at midnight to make sure that it wasn't getting buried, because it snowed for like 4 days. It was crazy. Wow. And there's one of our elders in the road, this is midnight, and she's yelling for help because she has wiggled her way down. She was 86, 85 at the time, trying to wiggle her way down through the snow to get to our house because we were the fire department, or are the fire department, and to get help because her husband was in critical situation. And so that is solely based on the fact that she could not pick up a phone and call 911. He had an internal bleed. Wow. So he was, there was enough blood for us to, we called the ambulance emergent, and then that turned into another disaster. We got the fire truck up to him so we could get the medical equipment up to the house, and then because we got the fire truck up there, my husband got we had to have a pickup truck that is always chained on all fours that lives in the barn. He got that up there, and we put the guy in the back because there's no way an ambulance was getting to us. So anyway, we put him in the back of my husband's pickup truck and drove him down to the ambulance down Sunshine. Now by this point it's like clear blue sky or clear black sky. Stars are out. I mean, it was spectacular. And the guy's chatting to us, and he's totally enthralled by the whole thing that we've put him in the back of a pickup truck and we're taking him down to an ambulance.
We are really trying to appeal to them to maintain that system. We're not asking for a re-engineering. We're not asking for any kind of upgrade. We're just asking for the system to be maintained as it was designed. We've even offered solutions that we would foot the cost for replacing the batteries if they would just provide the service to have them replaced, and that still won't entice them to communicate. So it's very frustrating. The citizens of the mountain communities, as well as Gold Hill itself, are incredibly at risk. They're inherently at risk from environmental factors such as fire or weather, and they're also medically fragile. We have members of our community that, rely on consistent medical assistance, and without the ability to access that or to access emergency aid, those people are put at severe risk for, possibly even dying.
Yeah.
And that is, to us, is unacceptable.
It's not just Gold Hill either. Several communities around Boulder County are facing exactly the same issues from exactly the same company.
This is the part that we're really concerned about, is keeping power to this box here, essentially. So all of the phone and internet service comes into town through fiber optics and come to this box here. And as long as this box stays powered, we have landline service here in town, and we also have internet service as well. Now, what's been happening traditionally for as long as I've been in Jamestown is any time that the power goes out, there's a battery backup in this machine here that powers the landline service. So that just means that power goes out, battery kicks on, and everybody still has a dial tone when they pick up their landline. We've recently learned that CenturyLink no longer wants to maintain that battery backup. We don't really have a good explanation of why, and we're trying to work with them collaboratively to get that reinstated, but as of now, they haven't been able to provide any solutions, and it puts the town in a real vulnerable position.
As with today, we frequently have high winds up here, which can knock out power. Sometimes Excel intentionally de-energizes power to avoid wildfires. And when that happens, we now lose communication since there's no more battery backup from CenturyLink. So that means no 911 service, it means no reverse 911, it means no Wi-Fi. So we're sort of dead in the water here. If somebody has an emergency, it makes it really difficult for them to be able to reach out and get help. On the day of the Marshall Fire, we were actually de-energized as well up here, and there was another fire earlier that morning called the Middle Fork Fire, the day of the Marshall Fire, which was actually at the bottom of this canyon here, and so that's a perfect example of where we have an escalating incident. The town has been de-energized, so our residents are getting some information that there's something major happening. Evacuation notices are going out, and yet they're not able to get reverse 911, get on the internet, find out what's going on. So, it leads to a lot of obvious concerns.
Get like some scenes here.